Where is it? YouTube, your channel, videos. That's not exactly live yet. Okay. Right, try to say something. That's not exactly live yet. Okay. Right, try to say something. That's not exactly live yet. Okay. Hello. Right, try to say something. That's not exactly live yet. Okay. Hello. Mitch has just died on us. Mitch has just died on us. Mitch has just died on us. Alright. I think I can hear you. I can. I think I can hear you. I can. No, you can't hear it in the stream. No, you can't hear it in the stream. Because PlayStation likes to be awkward.
Come on, Jeddah 95 lad, show them how it's
I should probably join the session as well, shouldn't I?
Right, I can hear you now, I think.
You can. Maybe it's got still in the settings.
Right, I can hear you now, I think. You can. Maybe it's got still in the settings. Yeah. I can definitely hear you now. Brilliant stuff. Right. So, hello everyone. Welcome to round 2 of OBF1 Tier 2's Championship. We at Jeddah tonight, and
evening, fellas.
I'm joined in the comms box by Mitch, one of the Tier 1 drivers.
How are we?
Well, we're all good. We're all good. Did you see the Tier 2 race last week?
Yeah, I caught some of it. There was some good action. Some people still getting used to the game, but we're probably just going to have that again this week. Impressive win for J7. I think it was a strategy call that got him the win, so let's see if he could do a similar thing today.
It was. I think this new game is really good. It's really helped for wheel-to-wheel racing and just battles around the field. Really, it's all really close in Tier 2.
Yeah, the lineup is a strong one, to be fair. There's definitely some drivers in here that could be up with us guys in Tier 1. So yeah, I'm excited to see what happens today. Obviously CDM's in, he's just come down from Tier 1. He'll be looking to finish strongly today to try and get himself some points and get off 0.
Is his hand still bandaged, do we know?
If it isn't, there'll be something else wrong with him.
True.
he has the worst luck on the planet, I think. But yeah, he seems to be able to race still, whether he's in a sling or half a leg. So yeah, he's here, and he should, hopefully, if he doesn't stick it in the pit wall, we'll finish strong.
Right, just wait for Mohammed to join.
Tell you what, I am going to set up a broadcast as well, so that we can get some different point of views while the race is going on.
Siren press triangle smile.
Right, so how's it going? Ben, Neil in the chat as well. Tier 2 ready up. I'm hoping we don't have that formation glitch that we had last time again, because that really slowed us down a bit.
Yeah, I mean, we need to get it done so we can crack straight on with Tier 1, but to be fair, the Tier 1 drivers are quite good with, if there are delays, they don't really mind too much.
My hand has hardly any bandage now and physio says I got full movement.
Right, so CDM is hardly bandaged now, according to himself in the comments, and his physio said he's got full movement again.
Okay.
So it's going to be interesting to see what he can do. He was pretty quick in the trials we done when we were trialing new people joining.
He is a good driver. It's his consistency that seems to be what causes him issues.
Yeah, he does like a good pit wall, doesn't he?
And just in general showing up for races. So it's nice to have him here with us today.
Yeah, that's true. It's going to be interesting to see how he does compared to the other guys in Tier 2, considering he's just come down from Tier 1.
Yeah, definitely. We've got Schnitzy in there as well. He was another Tier 1 for last season.
He was. He got promoted from Tier 2 the season before as well, so
he'll be looking to bounce back again. We've got the champion from last year as well, James Nay. Obviously isn't able to race at the Tier 1 time, which is why he's passed up the chance to be promoted. And Ahmed Shaban as well. He's also a driver that's got quite a bit of pace when his connection allows him to.
Yeah, and he is prone to the odd mistake here and there as well, Ahmed Shaban, so got to keep an eye out for that. He is serving a quali ban tonight, so hopefully I have made him aware of it, so hopefully he sticks to it.
Fingers crossed.
Otherwise there will be a bit of trouble. That's interesting to see, because we haven't told the guys since last season not to stop at the end of the pit lane and get themselves out on purpose to start last.
Come on, 7 lag. Easy win.
He did react in the chat, didn't he, saying that he was he put a thumbs up, so he is aware that he's got the ban. Hopefully he just drives straight back in, so.
Yeah, that's true. So we got Pistol Racing out at the minute on his outlap. He's the first car out on track.
Do you think he's going to go for a quick lap straight away, or just get a banker in to make sure that if he does on a push lap, stick it in the wall, he doesn't start from the very back? Because it's very easily done here.
That is true, and well, I think he's smart enough to just do a decent banker lap and not push too hard on the first lap. I mean, the tyres and track are not green yet, so you're not going to get the fastest lap anyway at the start, so I think it'd be good just to get a banker lap in and then push later on in the session.
For me as well, having the banker lap in as well, when you get your delta time in the top corner, when you see that in the green on your next flying lap, I think it pushes you on a bit more. It helps you to set some better times.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
Who's your money on for pole today?
Well, Pistol was up there at the top last season, but after his race in Bahrain, I'm not sure if he's quite there with the hand limit on this game yet. So I'm going for between CDM, Jason, and maybe Snitsy.
Okay.
James Nay's still quick as well, so he's definitely going to be up there with the top 3-4 maybe.
Yeah, we've got No Kenner today as well. He's one of the quicker drivers in Tier 2, but
yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see how the field fares.
So I don't know if Pete's actually on a push lap because he's not turned his ERS on. His light is still flashing on the rear.
Yeah, so I think he's just doing I think he is just going for a bank lap, but I would have still used some ERS, but
or maybe he's just burning a bit of fuel off so he's even quicker next lap. Potentially.
Yeah, that is a possibility. Is there anyone that is?
Genserino's on a hot lap. He's the next car down the track in the Alpha.
Yeah, he's on a push lap. His lights are off as well, so that corner there is very difficult to negotiate. So he's done that pretty well. Obviously with the cameras.
I'm always happy coming out of there, keeping it in a straight line.
Yeah, the camber on that corner is quite steep to the right. If you get that wrong, the camber's going to bring your car around, and you've got to try and avoid a wall then. So he is going quicker than Pete at the minute. He's at a purple sector 2, but obviously that's not hard as Pete's not burning any ERS at the minute. Got his DRS open. And there is Pete in front, and his light is now off, so he is going to set his first fly-in lap. His time was 1:32, so it's not bad with no ERS, but 1:31.5 for Jen Serino. Mohammed Guna has left the session. I'm assuming that's a bit of connection issues. I'm just noticing now, King James is on a fly-in lap, and he's got a Mercedes kind of slowing him down in front as well, so that's probably won't be too happy about that.
Who is that? That is the Mercedes of Team Red, who was also on a quick lap. King James just caught up the Mercedes, but they did very similar lap times, so they must have started that close together, which isn't something you'd really want to do in a qualifying session. We've got Always Grinding, who's put himself on provisional pole at the moment with 1:30.9.
CDM
Team
as well.
Alpine.
CDM put himself in P3 with a 1:31.1. Not far off the top at the minute. Hawkeye though with a 1:30.2.
Well, that's blistering compared to the rest of the field so far. A full 7 tenths he's got there, the gap to second place, so he'll be happy with that as his first lap.
How much practice do you reckon some of these guys have got for this track?
I mean, Jeddah, it's a track that you can practice on as much as you want, and then you get a bit excited in qualifying, put the throttle down too much and you're in a wall, so practice is good, but you've still got to nail it in the actual session. Yeah,
that's true. I mean, normally I do about like 3 days worth of practice before the race, but I haven't actually done much for this one.
I've managed to just get about half an hour in before I joined this session. That's all I've done as well.
We have a Haas that looks like he's spun round, J7. No damage, so you can still go for another fastest lap. Maybe he's just warming the tyres.
I'm riding on board with Invader now, who's done a 33.3 in the first sector. Coming, and there it is, a little kick of oversteer. That's going to slow him right down, but he's still going for it.
Yeah, that corner is a little bit trickier now with less downforce pushing
coming up to the back of a Red Bull. Is the Red Bull going to notice and get out of the way?
It doesn't look like it.
Yeah, Mosher, well done, Mosher. Invader with a nice little toe there as well.
And he's set
purple middle sector.
It's looking good at the minute. There's a couple of tier 2 drivers. I've quite a few fans that I'm noticing in the chat at the minute. We got Ben supporting Jason. Jay is supporting Invader as well. CDM's probably just supporting himself. Mentally and physically.
And Invader goes second. So with a purple middle sector, he's still over 4 tenths off of Hawkeye, so Hawkeye's made up some good time somewhere else on the track that the other guys can't find at the moment.
Good luck everyone in Tier 2 tonight. Emoji okay hand.
Yeah, that's true. Do you want some good news for later on in your race?
Yeah.
Marcus has just put in chat, I've literally just fitted a brand new set of pedals. First use I've gone straight on, so I won't have any practice. She's just got straight on in turn 1. Pistol with another invalid lap. Neil Moser is lower down than I thought he would be this year, this season on this game as well.
The handling model has changed slightly, hasn't it, from the last game? So drivers are still getting used to it. It's brought some drivers closer together. But yeah, I'm sure we'll see him towards the head of the field after a few races.
He's just getting used to it. There's obviously we've got the new setup models now as well, where all the wings are equal on each track instead of them being 111 different on every track. It's now 1 to 50 on the same track.
I'm just riding on board with Schnitzy, who's gone purple first sector on his first flying lap. Very nice out the long left-hander. Looks a very tidy lap so far.
Looks like he's got quite a good setup, really, in terms of mechanical grip, as well as downforce being generated from under the floor and obviously over that rear wing as well.
Purple sector 2 as well. We could see a new pole sitter here.
It's looking good.
Into the third sector, and it's pretty much pedal to the metal. Just got to get the exit right on this last corner, and we could have someone else in provisional pole.
Obviously, there's still 9 minutes left, so it is 100% just provisional. But if it's a good lap, you could be on for pole. And it is looking like a good lap. It's a 1:29.
Wow. 1.2 seconds quicker than Hawkpie.
Hawkpie now coming out on his outlap as well, so he desperately wants to improve if he wants to keep on pole. Obviously, pole position is a really good position to start in on this track. It's got a short run down to turn 1. You want to be sitting on pole. And now Hawkpie has just started his flying lap coming into turn 1. Looks like he's I don't know, it looked a little bit slow through turn 2. Maybe just didn't get the turn in that he wanted. And he's invalidated. Took it a little bit too wide on them on the curb.
Again, that is very easily done here.
It is. You've got to have a really low downforce setup, but you want it to have like extreme amounts of mechanical grip. Because you want that straight line speed, but you also want grip in the sector 1.
Is Amit Shaban 0535 on quali ban?
Amit Shaban is on a quali ban, Chris. That's why he is sat in the pits. Jen Serino is invalidated. CDM's invalidated as well. James Ney is 3 seconds down, currently out of sector 1. Always grinding is only, well, about 9,000ths of a second up. Very little improvement.
This is a second lap though. He did just set a hot lap before this, so as he invalidates as I go on board and into the wall. Was there much damage there?
It doesn't.
I think he's got away with that one.
Yeah, it looks like he's got away with it. Obviously, damage is set to standard in these sessions.
We've got Ben Morton in the chat telling Seddon to sort it out, which I'm sure is going to be some kind words that he needs there to get himself up the order.
Yeah, but obviously Jeddah is in qualifying anyway. It's a difficult track to actually set a lap time without invalidating, but it looks like he's on for a good lap now, as he is actually pushing to set his first lap of tonight. 6 minutes left, so there's plenty of time to do so. He's coming out of sector 2 with a purple sector 2 at the minute, so he's looking good. He's got a great exit out of that corner. Opens his DRS wide now, flat throttle flat all the way down to the final corner. Obviously, his revs are going to be screaming in 8th gear. All he needs is a good exit here. It looks like he's got a great exit. He's going to open his DRS again, stick to the left-hand side of the track for the fastest time. And it's a 1:30 P2.
It's still a full second off Schnitzy.
Looks like Schnitzy's really got this track nailed down.
Are we even going to see him come back out for another lap, or do you think he's confident in that lap there? You might as well get out and give yourself some practice, surely.
Yeah, well, if I was in his position, I think I'd come out with like 2 minutes 30 seconds to kill. Just do a slow out lap. Obviously, heat the tyres up on your way around, and then if someone does beat it, you've got one chance to set a lap then. Actually, it's only a 1:29, so about 3 minutes, 2 minutes 30 is enough time to get around the track and set one more lap around here.
Hawkpie's into the 129s with a 129.7, puts himself back on the front row of the grid. I wonder if he thinks he's got any more time in there to get closer to Schnitzy.
There is still nearly a 7/10 gap still, so he's got to find it somewhere. So it's interesting to see where Snitzy's time was made compared to Hawkeye's as well.
Let's have a quick look. So Schnitzy's done a 32.7 first sector, a 28.8 in the second, and a 27.4 in the third.
Invader currently improving as well, coming up to the final corner. All he needs is a good exit. He was 5/10 up through sector 2. Didn't look confident on the throttle coming out of the last corner though. He might have lost a little bit of time through there. He has improved though by 6/10, only good enough for the second row of the grid.
I've just had a quick flick through the race director, and Schnitzy was a full 6/10 quicker than Hawkeye in sector 3.
So that's why he's making his time up.
They were very matched through the first 2 sectors, and then absolutely electric in the third sector from Schnitzy.
Hawkeye must be running a pretty low downforce low drag setup then. Most of his time was in sector 3. It's interesting to see what...
Mank's currently driving around without a front wing, so he's had a tussle with a wall somewhere.
Obviously that will slow him down, but it's not going to slow him down significantly as much as it did last game.
This is better made.
Because obviously that front wing with the ground effect on these cars is not as important as it used to be.
Go on.
Have you got a setup for this track?
I have. I haven't used it much though.
Do you know what wings it is?
15, 17 I think.
Oh, so you've got a lot more downforce than me.
Yeah, I had a quick look at yours. I felt a bit too twitchy in sector 1 using your setup, to be fair.
Yeah, it is a bit twitchy, but it's really good.
My aim's to survive to the end. I don't think I'm going to be in a position to challenge for the win today. Yeah, I'll be looking to just score some points, I think.
Yeah. My setup is not the best through sector 1. You've got to short shift to 6 after the 4th corner, just to keep the car in a straight line. And you've got to take, you know, the long left-hander?
Yeah.
You've got to kind of take that at a sharper angle, so you've got to brake later, turn later.
Treat it like a double apex.
Send
Yeah.
back in there too. Emoji face with tears of joy.
At the minute, Team Red looks like he might be on a lap at the minute. He's got his DRS wide open. Neil Mozza's retired from the session. That looks like a... I don't know if that was in the pits or not.
Don't believe he's on track. Yeah, it looks like he is in the pits, so only one Alpha Tauri on track.
Team Red 5 seconds down on that last lap.
He was running that without any ERS, so let's see what he can do this lap. I'm going to run on board.
This is, I think this is the last bit of time that someone can actually set a lap.
3 seconds in my pocket. Emoji exploding head.
Well, that was very close to invalidating, but he's just managed to keep it within the white lines.
CDM on a fast lap at the minute as well.
All that Team Red's managed to do is match his sector 1 time, so...
Team Red...
and he's around.
CDM.
And that'll be one wing gone.
Currently with the fastest sector 1 time at the minute. CDM on a massive flying lap. And Mercedes got in the way nearly then. I think that was Team Red. I'm not entirely sure. But
CDM's invalidated.
He is not going to be happy with that. Neil Mozza, he's retired. He doesn't think he's got 1.3 seconds to give. Right, I'm going to quickly... Where's the app? There. I'm going to quickly make sure my time settings are on this time. Unlike last time. Right, yeah, they're all on. Sorted. So we can go to the app. Tier 2. Race. We got Jensen.
Looks like Mohamed Guna has crashed his McLaren. As I say that, round goes Mank and crashes his Ferrari and loses another front wing. So he will be starting out of the top 10 now. He won't have enough time to get back in and back out again.
Hawkeye is up, coming through Sector 1, but it's not a purple Sector 1. It's 2 tenths up currently. It's not going to be enough, I don't think, to put himself on pole. It is an improvement. The Alpine has to get out of the way. It probably will, though. Has he got a better time now through Sector 3? Or
wasn't the tightest of line through that last corner.
It wasn't. Keeps the car nice to the left, though. Only 3 tenths improvement. He doesn't get pole position.
Yeah, Invader. Well done, lad.
King James
invalidated.
And
then it's just Mank bringing his damaged Ferrari back to the pits.
So I think that's
so that looks like we've got our final order.
So we are starting now, since it's the end. We've got Snitsy in P1. It was a great qualifying from him. I think that's the first time I don't think he put it on pole last week, so he's definitely improved a bit since last week. We've got Hawkpie in P2. He seems to be flying this year on this game. I think he likes the lack of downforce that these cars give compared to the 2021 cars.
He always was good within the F2 cars on the older games. He seemed to suit that better, so that's probably why this does help him out a little bit more, because they're known for having the less grip.
Yeah, I think it suits him a bit more than having so much grip. I think he was P3 last Wednesday. But as we continue, we got Invader in P3, King James P4, J7 in P5. I didn't even know he was Welsh. We got James in P6, Neil Motter in P7, Team Red P8, Always Grinding P9, Pistol Racing P10, CDM P11, Genserino P12, Mank P13, Mosh in P14, Ahmed Shaban in P15, and Mohamed Guna in P16. So that is your starting grid for the Tier 2 Jeddah Grand Prix, and we'll be underway for the safety formation lap in just a second. So who do you think is going to take the dub?
Well, Schnitzy's looked impressive there. He set one lap, set a statement down. It's gonna be tough for anyone to keep up with him. He's just got to make sure he keeps it out of the wall. Safety cars could play a part, strategy, but yeah, my money's got to be on Schnitzy after looking at that qualifier.
Yeah, he was pretty much unmatched all through that qualifying session, really.
I mean, Hawkpie came close. He's definitely going to want to try and jump it into the first corner. Then anything could happen, because it's going to be a struggle for Schnitzy to get past early on in the lap. But then obviously we've got the monster straights here, and once we get to lap 3 and the DRS is opened, we could see some good battles if Hawkpie does manage to get past and hold Schnitzy up.
Yeah, that's true. It's hard to overtake around here, especially in like sectors 1. So if you've got a low drag setup and a low downforce setup, it's gonna be, you're not gonna be the fastest through sector 1, but you will have the straight line speed advantage. And most of this track is a straight line.
If you're running a low drag, you need to be ahead through sector 1 to hold up the other car, and then you can pull away again in sector 3. If you're behind with the low drag, you allow the more downforced car to just pull away in sector 1.
That is true. So we have now got the cars away for the formation lap. Obviously, an additional feature that we have now is the immersive formation lap, so the drivers can actually drive into the grid stop, spot, not stop.
It'd be interesting to see how much Schnitzy and Hawkpie angle their cars. Schnitzy's probably going to want to dart straight across the track and cover the inside line. That's what I would do if I was starting on the pole position.
That is true. So we got most of the field as well running the medium tyres for this start. We got J7 and Team Red currently on the soft compounded tyres. Interesting to see though, Mank opting to start on hard tyres.
He's going to look to go long and make them last. If they last long enough, a couple of safety cars, it will get him up the order. He can pit late on for a set of softs maybe. So it's not the worst idea, but with hard tyres, trying to get them warm with a heavy fuel load, he's going to be Bambi on ice, let's say, for the first lap or two.
Yeah, it's I really like how they've done the hard tyres on this game. So much better than it was last year.
Well, yeah, you just couldn't use them last year, could you?
No.
So it's good that they do. They have their window where they come to life, and you really do feel like they're a good race tyre. So the soft tyres for Seddon and Team Red, they're both going to be hoping on a safety car. They'll be very quick at the start. They'll need to make up a couple of places, and then as the tyres fade off, that's their perfect time for a safety car is going to be around lap 7, maybe 8, so they can dive in, get some hards on. It'll be a free pit stop, and then they'll just have to take the hards to the end from there.
Yeah, 100%.
So Schnitzy's coming round the last corner. Tyres are nice and warm. Let's see how he angles his car in his pit box.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see who's got the hang of these starts as well, because I'm finding these hard starts in this game quite difficult at the minute. I think that's my...
Carry on.
No, go on. You go.
I was just saying it's good to see that we've not got anyone slowing the pack right up. Oh, and Schnitzy's gone too far forward, so he's started in the back of his pit box. And Hawkpie has got himself right towards the front of his pit box, so it's a better dash for Hawkpie down to the first corner.
It is.
You see a couple more that get disqualified. Here we go. We've got Team Red, Pistol, CDM, Mank Mosher and Ahmed, who have all missed their line and will start further back than they need to.
It's interesting to see that Hawkpie hasn't really angled his car much either, so he is going for a straight start instead of trying to potentially get in front and kind of squeeze Snitsy a bit so he can't actually keep hold.
We have a delay.
So is this gonna... This might be a red flag situation again.
Is this what happened last week?
This is what happened last week. It was fine in the tier 1 race, but the tier 2 one, it didn't work properly. I think we should just red flag it straight away. If anything changes while I'm putting this in the Discord, let me know.
Everyone's still just sitting there on the grid. Tyres have gone completely cold now.
Alright, I'm gonna go create another lobby.
And again, yay.
Right.
Lovey this immersive crap.
I don't understand how it doesn't work in the tier 2 races, but it's worked in the tier 1.
It's always funny to see which drivers stay in after a red flag and just cause absolute carnage off the line.
Right, so obviously we're going to quickly restart the lobby, and then once we've done that, I'll just turn formation lap off and quality off.
Is Lobby Maker a PS4 guy?
I've paused the broadcast for a second. Mine.
Yes, I am a PS4 guy. I'm too poor to get a PS5.
Do you want me to host it?
You can do, if you want.
I don't mind.
Go on, yeah, if you host it on PS5, it might be better.
Ensure Lobby Maker is PS5 to avoid this glitch.
Right, so this was currently a glitch, I've just been told, with the PS4. If the PS4, because I'm using PS4, it's a glitch that the formation map doesn't work properly.
That makes sense.
I'm hoping once I get paid, I'm hoping there's some PlayStation 5s in stock around somewhere, so fingers crossed.
I'll keep an eye out.
Yeah, I've got that hot stock app as well at the minute, so hopefully.
Right. The only difference is full traction control is allowed, isn't it? That's the only difference for tier 2.
Yeah, full traction control is allowed.
Weekend structure, qualifying off, starting grid, custom, session length long.
Do you need the starting grid?
I will do, yes. Oh, to be fair, I've got your stream open. I can just rewind it.
That's right, I've got it now. I've got it rewinded.
So just need to get everyone invited in. I'm still going to leave the formation lap on, just to see if anyone can get there.
Right, okay, so we got Amateur Ban, Always Grinding, Hawk Pie Invader, James Ney, Jen Sereno, J7, King James, Mank, Mosh, Mohammed, Neil Moser, Schnitzy, Pistol Racing, Team Red, and CDM. 16 drivers, invite sent.
Big 7 straight up winner me Charvy.
I'll be back in 2 seconds. Once everyone's in, I'll get that grid sorted.
Yeah. Right, I just dropped a fat tweet to EA.
Right, I'm back. Is everyone in?
14, so no, there's 2 missing. Who's missing? Neil's in, CDM's in, Snitzy's in, J7's in, Team Red's in, Jen Sereno's in, Mank's in, Hawk Pie's in, Always Grinding, Invader, James Ney, Mosh, King James, Pistol, me and you. So Mohammed and Amateur Ban. So we got Ahmed, we just need Mohammed. We will be away shortly, guys. Just give us 2 seconds. Alright, Mohammed's in as well now.
Who was last? Was it Mohammed or Ahmed?
It was Mohammed because he crashed.
Okay. Right, so the grid is ready. I'll just confirm this with you quickly. We've got Schnitzy, Hawkpie, Invader, King James, Jay Seddon, James Nay, Neil Mozza,
Track
Team
needs
Red, Always
changing.
Grinding, Pistol, CDM, Genserino, Mank, Mosher, Ahmed, Mohammed.
Sensi Hawkeye, Invader, King James, G7, James, Neil, Team Red, Always Grinding, Pistol, CDM, Genserino, Mank, Mosh, Ahmed, Mohammed. Yeah.
Sorted. Confirm changes. So there we go. That should be ready to rock and roll.
So is the formation laps on still?
Formation lap is on, yes.
So we're going to try it on the PS5 to see if there's a PS4 glitch.
Yeah.
Got it. So let's just tell him to ready up.
Throughout the whole qualifying I was wearing my racing gloves.
I've lost mine, I don't even know where mine are.
Oh shit, yeah, track. Well spotted, Pete. That'd have been funny, wouldn't it?
Just a bit. Rules and flags. And this is, yeah. Perfect. Right, we will be away shortly. Everyone's ready up now, and then we can hopefully finally get on with the race. So, you know what, I've just found a setting with my internet that I can use to boost the signal. I can use the app for my broadband provider and actually boost the signal to my PlayStation 4.
Okay.
So I'm trying it to see if it works a bit better. Right, let's try again. So obviously I'm testing the new features as well on that Formula Companion app, because I kind of messed it up last week. I started it during qualifying when I was supposed to start in the formation lap.
Ah, okay.
So I worked out what I'd done wrong. So hopefully we can save it, and then after the stewards reports and outcomes comes out on Friday, we can just adjust it from there then. So obviously with the new tyre rules as well, there's no more make sure the tyres are the same.
Yeah, if they want to start on something different, they can. I mean, if they had a strategy in mind, it'd probably be best to continue with the same strategy, but you never know.
For the likes of Mank, if he wanted to try something different, though, he could start maybe on the softs or the mediums instead. What's been mentioned in the steward discussion already.
Hopefully to ban you because of your internet.
It's not even my internet, it's just the fact that I'm on a PS4, so it glitches out. So yeah, that's a reason to ban me as well, to be fair. So might have to get someone with the PS5 to set the lobby up next week. Does Mosh have a PS5?
If they've not got a an update, that might make sense. I don't know. I mean, if I'm about, I can always set it up for next week. Right, so we have another formation lap.
Let's hope that this one gets off to
Looks like Team Red and Seddon are on the softs. Mank has chose the mediums this time though, not the hards. So everyone's the same other than Mank.
I thought I didn't have any game audio then. My fucking headset was set too low. Excuse the language, I shouldn't have swore there. Children could be watching, CDM. Alright, it's going to be interesting to see if they try and rush it to the grid this time, or if they do the same. Because the top three are pulling ahead of everyone else.
Looks like Hawkpie realised that Schnitzy's just carried on.
Yeah, Schnitzy doesn't want to waste any time. He wants to get this race underway. I've just dropped Marsh a message, see if he has a PS5, if you're not about, just in case.
Yep. I think Marcus might have as well if he's doing co-coms with you.
Does he have a PS5?
I think he might.
I thought he was on PS4.
I'm not sure.
Well,
a man of his calibre should be on a PS5.
True. Well, we will get this race underway shortly. For the people that are watching still, we've still got 11 concurrent viewers. Even though we've had a massive delay. Snitsy really wants.
I'm a cheapskate. I don't have a PS5. Emoji face with tears of joy.
You know what, Marcus has just put in the chat he's a cheapskate. He doesn't have a PS5.
Okay.
Man of his caliber. Emoji face with tears of joy. Emoji face with tears of joy.
Spend all his money on the
Emoji
Fanatec gear,
face
not the
with tears of
PlayStation.
joy.
Yeah, that's what it is. I'll stick with my Logitech for now and I'll get a PS5.
Oh, it looks like Schnitzy has got himself right at the front of his pit box there.
That's also an advantage now for the drivers that got disqualified for not doing it right. Some of them can try and line up properly now.
CDM again has disqualified himself.
And hopefully...
if you look at Genserino, he's nearly pointing at a right angle. So he's hoping to get away well there.
He is, but it looks like it's not just limited to the PS5, the glitch. We are currently just sat here again. It's gotta be another red flag, I think.
So it's not PS4, PS5?
I'm not gonna red flag it yet. Because last time they said I left and it carried on.
So maybe it's just you.
I'm gonna leave and then I'm gonna join back once it started. So I might miss a bit.
If it starts. But everyone might see you leave and then leave themselves. It hasn't done anything.
Right.
It looks like it's done nothing.
Right. Nothing at all. Right, okay.
Don't red flag it yet.
No?
Wonder if host leaves then rejoins.
What if I just rejoin now? Can you send me an invite?
He's in the session, but he's saying he's not in the session. And I can't send him an invite. There's no option to send him an invite.
Right. Should I start setting up another lobby then? We will eventually get underway. Might have to delay the tier 1 start now. See, us Welsh can be funny. Alright, 16. Invite.
Doing it this time, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, you might as well. It makes no difference, does it?
Load tier 2 settings. Track select. Saudi Arabia. Rules and flags. Formational app off. I bet you will work in the tier 1 race now.
Yeah.
Right, we're all set up, just need everyone in.
Jay said, just for how did you post this if you have no internet?
Come on, Seddon lad.
List about bugs from Formula 1.
Do you want to send me an invite?
Did I not send you one? Fuck. I'm slacking. Where are you? Where's M? Mitch. Send.
Pete needs to calm down, I think.
What do you mean?
I should just simply put it in the chat.
No. Where's he put it? What chat is it in?
General.
Seddon the left cheek slapper diggard and dapper.
Right.
Oh, he's not racing now either, Pete.
He's not.
No.
My apologies, noted now that Mitch is the one with Reese and not Jim, emoji face with tears of joy.
Right, who are we waiting for then? So Pete's not doing it, so we're waiting on 15, so. Always grinding, Snitsy, Mank, J7, Genserino, CDM, Invader, Neil, King James, Ahmed Shaban. So we're waiting on Mohammed. That would be 13, Team Red. It's 15, so just Mohammed. I think Mohammed might be sitting it out as well. I'm not. He's there. Never mind.
Mohammed has a bad connection, sad.
Right. I've just put it in the EA bug list and let it just sit there and they won't fix it. So, right. So we're still waiting on one more.
Wally's still on.
My one is in quality off now.
Yep.
Qualifying off, practice off, race session long, starting grid.
What's the time now? 5 to 8.
Right, so we got Snitsy, Invade, Hawkeye. Hawkeye's not in. Hawkeye, as I said, he's not joining, is he? Right.
It's either delay it or we might just have to pull out early of the commentary. Because at this rate, this race isn't going to finish till about 9 o'clock. You can't delay that tier 1 by half an hour.
Hawkeye, Invader, King James. Have you got the thing still in front of you?
The stream?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you want the
quality positions?
Schnitzy, Hawkeye, Invader, King James, J Seddon, James Nay, Neil Mozza, Team Red, Always Grinding, Pistol, CDM, Gent Sereno, Mank, Marsh, Ahmed, Mohammed.
Right, was it Neil Mozza, James Nay, Neil Mozza, Team Red. Always Grinding.
Yep.
Pistols pulled out, so it's then CDM.
Gent Sereno.
Mank. Gent Sereno, Mank,
Mosher.
Ahmed, Mohammed.
Yeah.
Confirm changes. Right. Everyone can ready up.
Are we in spectator? Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, Neil Mozza, calm down. Right. Why are they talking about having a wank in chat? If we can avoid a safety car, it's going to be about 40 minutes, and it's still.
Mm.
So that's what restarts at 8:30. 10-20 minute delay, or we pull out the comms early. Then we need to rely on Mosh then to get us a race results picture.
Right, so third time lucky.
Yeah, let's hope. Right, so we have the 5 red lights, and we are now
You are just
finally
delaying
away.
the inevitable win from Jeddah 9-5.
Hawkeye gets off to a
third
great
time.
start, but that looks a bit. Snitsy was a bit off the line, but Snitsy's still in the lead. Into turn 1, Hawkeye keeps second, Jason is third. So again.
Some big connections lower down the order. And we've got an Alpine that's around. That's always grinding all the way back down in last position.
That is
I
it.
think you should be okay to continue.
I think next week I'm gonna keep formation laps off until there's an update that fixes it. But Snitsy's pulling out a massive gap already, nearly a second from Hawkeye. Jason is on the tail of Hawkeye as well. There's quite a few position changes through the field. Biggest one is
Invader's lost a wing.
Is it a lot of wing or is it?
It's M plate. But probably at this stage of the Grand Prix it might be worth going in and stick a set of hards on and see what you can do.
Yeah, that's true. So everyone, Mank still sticking with the hard tyres at the start of the race. But Hawkeye is now on the back of Snitsy again, gap only 4/10 and closing. Predicted pit stop strategy is medium hard. Jason opting for maybe the soft hard, same as Team Red. Mank probably go for hard soft. But so far that was a pretty chaotic start there from Tier 2.
So we've got our biggest gain so far is from Ahmed Shaban, who's currently up 6 places. Obviously Invader and Always Grinding, who have spun around and down the order. Mohamed Guna's dived into the pit, so maybe he's picked up some damage on that first lap as well.
Yeah, there was a lot of connection issues at the back of the field by the looks of it, and I think that's caused a bit of an effect on the crashes that occurred. But this midfield's still in one massive train.
Just riding on board with CDM, who looked to have a shoot up the inside of Ahmed, but it wasn't to be there. Smart driving.
He's got a big straight coming up after this corner, so he's could make the most of his ERS. He burns it anyway. He did get lose the rear there via the camber at that corner, but he is still back on the back. He's trying to make a move past, but Ahmed Shaban parking his car perfectly, not allowing that Alpine past. But he has got a long straight to try and defend, and he does touch the wall slightly. That allows CDM to get alongside. Coming
looks like CDM looks like he has got a much lower downforce because he's blitzed past along the outside. Oh, and he's clipped the AlphaTauri. Oh, and he's hit the wall.
Oh, that was unfortunate there from CDM. He's lost a load of positions there. Well, I say a load, he's lost 2. Hawkeye currently with the fastest lap. He is currently 3/10 behind the leader. CDM with a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That's really going to hurt his race.
I think what it is on this game, because of the squiggle coming into the pit lane, it gives you a speeding in pit lane penalty if you just drive straight and don't follow the white lines. That's what CDM did there, because he got that penalty before he even got to the line. So, and he's just left.
Did he retire or has he just left?
He's retired in the pits.
I think it was early doors. I think it was too early for him to retire there, personally. Anything could have happened later on in the race. We got Mohammed Guna, we got Team Red. Just made a move at Ahmed Shaban. Neil Moza has had a spin as well. Don't think there was any damage. Gotta watch out for the happy safety cars in this game as well. It's the same as the last game. We have to run them on reduced to keep the safety car from coming out too much.
Looking at the front of the field as well, Hawkpie is keeping up with Schnitzy.
He is.
He's within the DRS zone.
He's just got to play it smart, use his battery wisely. Let Schnitzy burn down his battery.
They both have been using it there. Schnitzy does have slightly more.
Schnitzy
We've
looks
got
like
Mohammed Guna, looks like he's had another spin.
Hamid Shaban currently up another position though on the back of Team Red.
Let's go, Jack. Just tuned in after my quali session at Hungary.
We got Nathan back in the chat. He was in here last week. He joined the league as well. He's waiting for a crossplay to come in before he can have a seat. So I don't know how long we're going to be waiting for that, but it could be a while. King James doesn't look like he has the pace to keep up with the front two. They are pulling away massively from King James here.
Yeah, it looks like there's a little train behind him. We got James Nay and Jay Seddon both within 1 second of King James. And Moshe has DNF'd.
CDM is injured, hence he retired.
It looks like he's had a crash in the middle of the first sector. Oh yeah, it's a big shunt. We could have a safety car here.
It looks like we do as well. The safety car dot is now on the map, so we do have our first safety car in only 4 laps of racing.
So now, do the drivers on the soft tyre dive in and stick the hard tyres on and see if they can make them to the end?
I think it's worth a shot. I think according to the game, the soft tyres only last about 4 laps anyway. So obviously, I think it's probably best just to risk it, dive into the pits, get some hard tyres on, and try and push them to the end. They will be screaming towards the end.
Option is hard to say.
Obviously, you don't really want to risk doing a 2-stop strategy on a 25-lap race.
So we've got King James has come in on the mediums, along with James Nay on the mediums as well. The soft tyre runners do come in. Genserino's come into the pits.
Team Red's going for the mediums as well. James Nay's gone for the hard tyres. So the only one opting for the mediums was Team Red, so he is going to have to pit again. So there's going to be a 2-stop strategy for Team Red at the minute. That might cause him to lose a few positions. But now let's give Ahmed Shaban P3 because he didn't opt to pit. And obviously Ahmed Shaban, when he reserved in Tier 1, he managed to keep up with you for quite a while before he messed up, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he's got some pace. He's probably just getting held up by some drivers there. He'll want to get involved in this battle at the front, and that safety car brought him right back into the fold.
Mediums may go to the end if he stretches it, but
so unfortunately for Mohammed Guna, he has found himself a lap down behind the safety car. So effectively, he's not going to be able to be really in this race now. When we get back underway, he's going to have to let everyone go, and he'll just be racing everyone a lap down.
Yeah, it's not going to be a very entertaining race for himself. It's pretty hard to regain that lap because obviously the safety car won't let you pass and catch up. Which I think,
interestingly, always grinding a set of soft tyres on. So maybe he's expecting another safety car soon. He's going to try and hop past a few cars with a fresh rubber, because he does have 2, 4, 6 hard runners in front of him, who will all be trying desperately to get heat in their tyres after the restart.
Yeah, obviously the track temperature will help around Saudi Arabia, as it's quite hot in the nights there.
And he's just picked up a 3-second penalty while chasing down the safety car pack. He's going to be gutted with that.
That is going to hurt him a little bit later on in the race. It all depends how this race turns out. We might end up with only 5 finishers, who knows?
Okay, we've got a message from CDM who thinks he might have pulled the remaining stitches in his fingers out. He's bleeding and heading to A&E.
Well, that...
As we mentioned earlier, there is always something with the fella.
We did, and there's the point proven right there. Yeah, Marcus did say in chat as well, CDM is injured, hence the retirement. So it looks like he's going to be bandaged up again for a little bit. I think in terms of CDM, I think it's probably just best that he stop racing for a little bit, let his hand heal properly before he actually starts racing. Yeah. Or start using a controller for a bit again. Because I think the movement of a wheel is, especially in this, you need to be quick. It's not really going to help his hand.
No, definitely not.
So I mean, it's a 22 race calendar. There's plenty of races to catch up on points and stuff.
Yeah, full calendar this season, as opposed to the last 2 years where we've done 15 races. So yeah, it's going to be a long old season. We do have a break, 1 week break across the Christmas period. But yeah, it's going to be exciting. We've got all the tracks on there. Monaco is going to be hell, as per usual. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I lost out on a win at Monaco the last time I raced there. No, it wasn't the last time I raced. Did we race? We didn't race there last season, did we? The season before. No,
we did race there last season at Monaco. We did all of the tracks that we sort of tend to take off last year. So I believe Monaco was one of them.
Yeah, we did. It was the first season we didn't do Monaco. The first season in Tier 1 that I done, we did do Monaco. But we are away now with Green Flag Racing. Snitsy has got a great restart. Hawkpie slacking on the restart a bit. Amateur Band was almost side by side into turn 1. Hawkpie manages to regain P2 from Amateur Band, but there is the fact that all cars probably have regenerated all their ERS by now. Obviously, they're going to be a little bit heavier in fuel. Obviously, Mohammed Guna is...
Oh, and Schnitzy's in the wall!
Schnitzy?
Schnitzy is in the wall and is now running down in 12th position. Oh no, I'm gutted for the guy.
He's still got his front wing. He's missing his M plate, but we all know that it's not a massive issue missing a little bit of wing on this game, because the front wing doesn't play a major part in how your car handles as it did last year. Jim wants to know how it's going in terms of delaying. Oh, you already know. Never mind.
Yeah, I just replied to him there. So we've got a battle on at the front at the moment. We got Ahmed Shaban is 2.5 tenths behind Hawkpie. They're both 2.5 seconds ahead of Mank in third position on his hard tyres, who's going to be trying to do a hold-up job at the moment. As he started on those tyres further down, so he's going to try and keep hold of third position. And look at the train behind him. Every single car behind is within a second. As Ahmed does breeze past on the straight. Now Hawkpie just have to make sure he stays with the Williams and try and attack back when he can.
Yeah, we got another spin in sector 1, turn 1 as well.
James May, is that?
Yeah, I think it was James. He is fallen quite far back in the train. Looks like Hawkpie is struggling to keep up as well. He's slowly losing time to Ahmed Shaban out in front. But obviously it's great to see though that we got the whole grid all bunched up, and it's pretty much been like this all race. We've had obviously the front 2 run away, but other than that it's all been pretty close between everyone.
Hawkpie is managing to hold on to the back of Ahmed Shaban, so he will try and hopefully get past when it's along the long straight. So Ahmed Shaban hasn't pulled away like he would have wanted to do. Let's see if Hawkeye does attack back here with some ERS. He is burning it out of that corner into the sector 3. Still no DRS at the moment because we are not on our third lap of racing after the safety car. He's going to hang back and try and slingshot out of the final corner and make a move on the straight.
Yeah, so it's always good on the final corner before a DRS zone. Just try and take it easier, brake a bit earlier, and just focus on the exit. Get a good exit out of the corner. As he does try to go for a move on the outside, giving him the inside line for turn 2, but doesn't manage to make it stick. Thinks better of it and holds back, probably waiting for the next DRS zone to try and make a move again.
It looks like King James has finally got himself past Mank, so he's going to be wanting to chase down this front pack. But reminder, King James has pitted for the hard tyres, and the front runners both still do need to pit. They're on 8-lap-old mediums, he's on 4-lap-old hards, so he'll be looking to try and take them to the end. He just needs to not let them pull away too much at the moment and make as much advantage of the fresher tyre as he can.
Yeah, that's true. He did just run wide as well through sector 1 through that turn, so he has got to be careful with the track limit warnings, but we have got a car around somewhere. I think it's Jensen.
It looks Mohamed Guna did have a bit of a spin, obviously a lap down. He had a spin coming out the end of the first sector. Mank hasn't allowed King James just to pull away here.
Sorry to interrupt you then. Always grinding has just gone for a little spin in the background as well. Hawkeye sticking with Amateur Band quite well. Obviously, I think, is DRS active yet?
He has, yep. He's got his DRS wide open. He's already passed. But obviously, we saw this in the race with Verstappen and Hamilton, and also Verstappen and Leclerc. They're both going to want to take the DRS coming onto the start-finish line. So Ahmed probably is going to breeze straight back past again.
Yeah, obviously, Hawkeye goes to the left to defend his position.
He's using a lot of energy as well. He's only down to 16%, but he has stayed ahead. So let's see if he can pull a bit of a gap now. Ahmed does still have half a tank of DRS, so he's going to be able to pull that gap down when he can. But this is turning into a nice little battle for the first position at the moment.
It is. And we got King James, who is closing. He was about a 4-second gap behind. He is closing slowly. But obviously these two still have to pit, so it doesn't really matter if he closes or not, because King James doesn't really need to pit again. His tyres are
well, he's net P1 at the moment, but yeah, as you say, at the end of the race he's going to be slow. But with Hawkeye and Ahmed both battling each other like they are at the moment, they're probably being their own worst enemies. They should just use each other for the DRS and try and pull each other along and battle after their pit stop. Because battling at the moment, there's no point.
Nah, it's just going to cause them some more race time than they want to be using. And obviously we got Jason behind King James as well, who won last time out in Bahrain on his first race appearance in OBF1 as well. So it's quite an impressive feat considering the quality of drivers that we actually have in the league. As we have a McLaren round again, Mohamed Shaban has spun.
So we've got Neil Mozza right on the back of Team Red, coming into the last corner. It looks like he's allowed Team Red to stay ahead at the DRS line. He has, yep, so he's going to have DRS along the start-finish line and should make that move stick. And there's another Mercedes of Invader who's also looking to get involved on the action on his teammate. He might make a double pass here. He goes to the inside. He's gone past both. He sends it up the inside. That's a brilliant move there from Invader. But the AlphaTauri's battled back and they're side-by-side through the first chicane. And it looks like the AlphaTauri's managed to keep ahead. That's some great driving there from all three drivers.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I just managed to catch it as well because I was keeping an eye on the back with Hawkeye and Ahmed. As Ahmed got past Hawkeye on the straight, just managed to catch it. It was great driving, great respect for them all for not to crash or cause damage to each other.
It was, but as we're saying that, Ahmed has picked himself up a 3-second penalty, which isn't what he is going to want for his chance of winning the race. But there is still a long way to go. Plenty of corners where warnings can be given, so we could see some high penalty numbers in this race.
That is true. What is the penalty count at the minute? Everyone that has a penalty is currently on 3 seconds. Obviously CDM had a 5-second one, but he's retired and has had to go to A&E. As Ahmed Shaban ran quite aggressively over the track limit, so that's going to be another warning. The guy's got to be careful, otherwise he's just going to accumulate more and more penalties throughout this race, which will put him further down the field.
So I'm still on board with Neil Moser at the moment. The battle with Invader's continuing. Invader has got past in the DRS zone coming into the last corner, but it looks like now Neil Moser's going to have the DRS back on him along the start-finish line. So Invader ducks back in behind. He's using a lot of energy to try and get back past. He's only got 5% ERS left. And he's up the inside into turn 1. Are they going to go side by side through here? Oh, he looks like he closes the door a little bit there, Invader. And he has made the move stick, and he's up and into 7th position. Neil Moser's going to look to try and attack back.
Yeah, it's great driving. Hawkpie has now got himself a 3-second time penalty as well for the track limits. These drivers find it difficult to stay within the white line around here. Obviously, they've changed the curbs from last year. You can't run over them as much as you could last year in the game.
So effectively, with those two at the front picking up their penalties, King James is within a second of the front two runners who both have to pit, and he has already pitted. So King James is running in a good position at the moment. Obviously, last week's race winner is also there as well, only half a second behind King James. Might be looking to make a move this lap with the DRS.
It'll be interesting to see if he can get past with the DRS, or if he gets close enough and he just decides, I'll keep the DRS on the main straight.
I mean, Seddon's done really well. He's got 80% of ERS left at the moment, and we've got a yellow flag. It looks like it's Mohammed that is around again. The McLaren's having a torrid day at the moment. Racing for nothing as it stands. It might be worth retiring that car, save the engine for another day.
Yeah, he hasn't had the best race. I think this is his first race back as well. I don't think he raced at Bahrain, and I think he just needs. I think he's not used to the handling model of this game yet.
Oh, and Seddon picks up a 3-second penalty. He's going to be annoyed with that one.
Yeah, at the minute the field is starting to separate. There are still some good battles on the track, but there are increasing gaps at the minute. We've still got Ahmed Shaban and Hawkpie battling in front. King James has lost a bit of time, but he is still within a second with them time penalties. Jason, did you say you got a time penalty?
Yeah, he's on 3 seconds as well now. He just stayed inside the DRS zone, which is very vital really here, because you see he's pulled 3 temps on that straight there, and he'll probably pull another 2 temps back on the start finish line as well. So it's vital to stay within the DRS of the car in front if you're looking to make any moves.
Yeah, 100%. I think if I was Jason, now how much ERS has he got currently? He's still got a full tank of ERS by the looks of it.
Yeah, he's not really using it, to be fair. And King James is sitting on 35%, so he's probably just going to save as much as he can for later on in the race, because as we know on this new game, recuperating energy is tough. It takes a long time to get the ERS levels back up.
Yeah, I like how they've done the ERS. It's a bit more realistic. Obviously, I wasn't the best at managing it last game, but it's not too bad.
Oh, and Ahmed Shaban is around. He's lost part of his wing there as well, as his medium tyres would be starting to show some wear, so he's not managed to keep hold of the rear end. He's back underway. He's not had to retire from the session, but he's going to have warm tyres after that spin as well, so he can take it easy for a few corners.
Yeah, that's going to help Hawkpie massively now that he hasn't got anyone to battle with. He can try and pull as much of a gap as possible from King James. And it is starting to show already. There's a 4.4 second gap
Jack,
now.
Get that win for a second
so he is increasing the
row.
gap.
Yes, Seddon lad, keep up the good work.
The Jason fan club is out in force in the chat as well. Nathan and Ben supporting him. He is in P3 at the minute. Hawkeye
and Hawkeye dives into the pits. So he's coming in now. He's going to be sticking on. I'd probably say he's going to stick on the hard tyres for a little 10-lap stint here. I don't believe the soft tyres would make it all that way.
No,
that's it. Yes, it is the hard tyres. So he's going to need to take a few corners, get him up to speed, and then focus on closing that gap down to King James while his tyres start to fade away.
Yeah, it wasn't worth trying the softs. They probably wouldn't get to the end. You'd probably end up getting a puncture on the last couple of laps, probably the last 2-3 laps maybe. So it's probably wise for him to stick the hards, get them up to temperature, and push.
But we've got a bit of a DRS train starting to form from 3rd down to 6th. Genserino at the front of that in the Alfa Romeo with Neil Mozza, Team Red, and James Nail behind. Also Schnitzy not too far behind there as well on his 14-lap-old medium, so you'll probably see him dive into the pits soon, unless he tries to stretch it out and go onto the softs at the end to try and attack back and claw back some positions that he's lost.
That is a possibility. He is currently, well, if he does pit, and he manages to keep the gap to the cars behind, he will have come back out just in the points, so he could go for the fastest lap at the end as well, just to get 2 points. But because he's got to pit anyway, so it might be the best situation for him.
We've got Hawkeye and Invader currently side by side. Obviously Hawkeye with his colder, hard tyres.
Yeah,
he's trying to battle a bit too much. Maybe I'd allow the Mercedes to take the position now, and then take it back once your tyres are ready. But he's got past coming into the last corner. He's burning his ERS, which is what you don't really want to do, battling a car that isn't for the lead.
No, you want to try and keep as much ERS as possible. You're going to want it later on. And
Schnitzy has put the soft tyres on. He's got his new wing and soft tyres with 9 laps to go. So he's going to be fast, but they're going to fade.
That's quite a risky and a bold strategy call there from Schnitzy, to be honest.
Crucially, he comes out in front of Ahmed as well.
That is true, but can he keep Ahmed behind towards the end when his tyres are going to be nowhere? They're going to be screaming for help after.
And it's right about now that Team Red's going to be screaming for a safety car, because he's on 11-lap-old mediums. He's running in 6th position at the moment, and they probably are not going to make it to the end. So he's going to need to stop again. Obviously, he put the mediums on at the safety car earlier in the race.
Yeah,
it's not ideal with the position he's in at the moment, because he's going to lose a lot of places. He will be on the faster soft tyres, but it's going to be a struggle for him to make up as much time as he'll need to.
Yeah, I think you got King James and J7. I think they're pretty much on for a decent result here, even though J7 does have that 3-second time penalty. She does need to get past King James and pull that gap. Better late than never, I suppose, but he's going to want to get it done as soon as possible.
Hawkeye's gap to the leader at the moment is just over 15.5 seconds, and it doesn't look like it's really coming down too much at the moment. Schnitzy's got a 31 second gap to the leader, so he's going to need to pull in about 3 seconds a lap, more than 3 seconds a lap to have any chance, which I don't believe he'll be able to do over the life of his tyres.
No, it's not going to be possible. You could probably do it for 1 lap, but you're not going to be able to hold 3 seconds from the leaders every lap consecutively with the soft tyres. And keep them fresh enough to go the whole race. Well, the Romanian race.
So we're just coming into the 3rd sector here with Seddon and King James. The gap's 4 tenths at the moment. Seddon still does have over half a tank of ERS as well, so is this going to be the lap where he tries to make the move? He's using the ERS, which we haven't seen him do much of, so he's going to try and make a move here. The DRS is open, the ERS is still being used. But he flies around the outside of the AlphaTauri, who is going to get the DRS, and there's contact in the final corner. Oh, that's very close.
Yeah, looking up to cause an incident there with the contact, but obviously King James does now have the DRS, but he hasn't got much ERS, so can Sen keep ahead.
Come on, Jacka.
He has stayed ahead here, yeah.
I think Seddon's car placement there was perfect to keep that AlphaTauri behind. He's got to try and use some of that ERS that he's got to create the gap, but obviously he's got to do it outside of the DRS zones just to... He's going to want to keep some to defend as well, just in case.
And we've got another yellow flag, and it's Mohamed Guna around again.
He's still in the race though, luckily. But he's got to be about 2 laps down now, as he wants still 1 lap.
He's driving very slowly, waiting to get back on the track. And he's around again, and he's crashed. He's still going, he's not lost his wheel. It looks like he might be parking up here to retire. And he's been disqualified for trying to spin his car around.
That makes sense. We've got a great battle as well for P3. Neil Moser going for the outside line into the fast left-hander. And he gets
That's going to slow them right down. That's perfect for James Ney, who's going to come flying through in the Aston Martin.
It was a great move, but it does come at a costly effect of top speed on the straight, because they were slower than James Ney.
We could see them go 3 wide again here on the start-finish line.
Obviously, Genserino, he's got some ERS to defend, but there's no point really on the straight with the DRS behind. And he gets past nicely there, Neil Moser does. Yeah,
James is a little bit too far back to get involved in that one.
Oh, James has gone round as well. He's not out of the race, but he doesn't look like he's got any damage. He might have just got some wing damage from reversing into that wall.
Oh, and he's just driven straight into the wall. He wanted the back tyres to light up, but they didn't, and he's just taking his wing off while trying to recover.
That is a very unfortunate piece of event.
Ahmed Shaban's back into the pits, so he's had some contact somewhere because he must have lost his wing. Yep, he's in for some soft tyres and a new front wing.
Yes, he's going to try and go for the fastest lap now. He is still in the points.
Schnitzy's also crashed. Everyone's spinning at the moment.
And we have got a full course safety car as well now.
That must be because there's front wings scattered across every corner.
That is probably. So that is going to cause Jay Sen some issues. He's probably going to dive into the pits for some softs. But the field's going to be bunched up, and he's got 3 seconds of time penalties that he needs to create a gap of if he wants to still win this race.
Yeah, so this is that safety car that Team Red needed, really. He's not going to lose too many places, and Hawk Pie is going to be... Well, do you pit for some softs, or do you stay out on your 4-lap old hards with track position? That's going to be a tough call. It looks like King James has stayed out.
It's going to be interesting. I'd personally stay out, because your tyres are only 4-lap old.
Yeah, Hawk Pie staying out.
I think that's a wise choice there from Hawk Pie. Because, yeah, you're on the slower tyre, but them tyres are still going to wear out in 4 laps, 3 laps. They're not the best for race pace, or going longer than about 4 laps, really, on track. They're not as durable as they were last game. So Hawkeye may be faster towards the end, and he might be able to keep them soft runners behind.
This is going to be interesting for Seddon here. He could have back-to-back wins. He's the front-running soft tyre driver. If he can manage to get past the hard tyre drivers as quick as possible, and then the rest of the field or on the softs are held up, he can create that 3-second gap that he needs and potentially win this race.
The GOAT.
It is a great possibility. There's still going to be about 2 or 3 laps once the safety car goes in. For him to do it, he's going to have to pull a second at least.
And Invader's taken 3 seconds while on trying to catch up to the safety car. He'll be gutted with that as well.
Defo go soft tires
6 seconds in total. He'll be on now for penalties.
Will stay till lap 2-1, 2-2. You get to get them warm anyway.
Yeah, obviously these soft tyres as well. Hawk Pie's tyres, King James's tyres, they're going to cool down, especially King James's with 15 laps worth of wear on them. And these soft tyres are going to be pretty easy to warm up. So you don't exactly have to do much tyre warming with these until
And it's a tricky sector 1 as well. You want as much grip as you can through those fast corners. But in saying that as well, there's not many spots for overtaking to take place unless he can get a good launch off of the safety car restart and try and make a move up the inside of one or both. Seddon's going to need to bide his time and wait for a mistake from the hard tyre drivers.
Yeah, he's not going to have much time for them to make a mistake either. Because there's only going to be a few laps left. The safety car lights look like they're off now. So it looks like they might be coming in this lap. Oh, they are still flashing. It was just a visual glitch or something. Well, the ones on top of the car aren't flashing anyway. So there is a possibility. No, I probably won't. You got Mank 25 seconds behind the rest of the field. Just gonna wait for them to catch up at least. Obviously, that safety car can't drive as fast as these Formula 1 cars can around these corners.
Yeah, we've still got a big gap for Mank and always grinding to catch up as well. But we've seen it before. The safety car towards the end of the race doesn't wait for cars to fully catch up. So these two are going to need to try and get caught up to the pack as quick as possible. And with a 22-second gap that Mank's got at the moment, he's going to have to put his foot down in the hope of catching up this lap.
That's true. And on this game as well, the safety car can dive in last minute. So it done it in Bahrain last week. So there is a possibility that it can just dive in last minute if they're close enough. Because I think Jim got caught out by that last week, didn't he? Because it came around the final corner, then they said safety car in this lap. Obviously, Mank's still 15 seconds behind, 13 seconds. He is closing now, so there is a possibility he will dive in this lap.
Yeah, we've seen it go very late, to be fair, this season, so it could happen.
This could be another one of them times.
It happened to me on Bahrain last week. Literally, as I came out of the final corner, it dived into the pit lane. But it has gone past, so we've got one more lap under the safety car.
The field is all bunched up now. You're going to see everyone weaving now to heat them tyres back up. They're pretty much aware that it is going to be this lap that is going in. And we will have 3 laps of racing. So, who do you reckon has the best chance of winning as of right now?
Penalties are going to be key here.
Hawkpie's sitting in a nice position. Neil Moz is in a nice position, but he's got cars in front of him. King James has got no penalties, so as long as he stays within 3 seconds of Seddon, Hawkpie's in a good position. I mean, the more laps have been up at the moment by the safety car is playing into those two at the front with hard tyres on. It's playing into their hands, but I still believe that Seddon is going to get past and get the job done.
So you're on for a Seddon win here, second win
back-to-back Seddon wins, yeah.
I never thought I'd see the day where you'd support someone with the Welsh flag next to the name.
Oh yeah, he's the Welsh one. I mean, Neil Moz is looking in a very strong position.
Up the Welsh.
Seddon needs to get through as soon as he can to have a race win hope.
Obviously, we all know MR-C-REES is going to challenge for the win today. No, I'm just joking.
I mean, it could happen.
Well, I think Jeddah was my strongest race last year, but the only difference is it's a different handling model now.
Yeah, it is. And the safety car is in this lap, so we will be going racing. We'll have 3 laps of racing, lap 23, 24 and 25. Crucially, we will have DRS on the final lap of the race, which could cause some problems for some drivers. So King James has backed the pack right up. He's moving very slowly at the moment. Obviously, he's not going to want to take too much wear out of his tyres, and he's gone. It looks like he's put his foot down nice and early.
He has.
Is he going to keep it planted out of the last corner? Oh, he's lost a little bit of back end, but he's got away quite well. And he's already a second ahead of Hawkeye. That's a brilliant restart from King James.
Come on, Seddon.
And with no DRS as well, that's going to help him on the main straight.
Seddon looks to the inside. Is he going to go for the dive? He doesn't. He holds back.
A smart idea there.
And Hawkeye's picked up 3 more seconds. Oh, that's a terrible time to do that.
So Hawkeye now dropped outside of the points. Oh,
they're
contact.
round. Oh, there's a crash. There's another car. Wow. Seddon tried to go for the... He needed to get the move done, but whether that was a little bit too...
That was a little bit risky. That was a risky move, sticking it on the inside there.
So now it's a 2.1 second gap between King James and Neil Moser, both Alpha Tauris in 1-2. King James on 16 lap old. Is it 16 lap old tyres he's on? 18 lap old hards. Neil Moser on 3 lap softs, and that gap is eating away. Moser just needs to keep his head on this. James Ney in a nice position as well in 3rd position. Schnitzy's back up there as well. Schnitzy could, after the eventful race he's had and the wings he's had to use and the spins he's endured, he still could win this race. This is an incredible finish to the race here in Tier 2.
It is, and there's only a couple of laps left of it. We've got, apparently, Jason's not Welsh. Well, he is. He was born in Wales, but apparently he's the most Yorkshire bloke you'll ever meet.
Yeah, I like saying it again now. James Ney has gone through into 2nd position on the last corner, and there's contact. They're in a wall there.
That's Neil Moser. Is that damage?
Has he lost some damage? I don't know. And Schnitzy looks to the outside. Obviously, all these cars have got loads of ERS at the moment because it would have just filled up under the safety car. And they're side by side through turn 1. There's no contact. And this is all brilliant for King James because while these lot are battling, he's managing to keep his car firmly ahead at the moment. But the gap is at 1.4 seconds at the moment. We've got some yellow flags.
It's in the pits, I think. Yeah, it's in the pits. So it shouldn't be another. It's at the end, so it won't be Jason with a 3-second.
Oh no! And King James has made a mistake there. I think the tyres are starting to give up. It's within a second now. He just needs to take his time here. He's nearly pulled a second ahead of James as well.
So Snitsy could be on for quite a surprising win considering the race he's had. His car is looking all over the place at the minute. King James is in the wall. Oh, that is disappointing for King James. Them tyres are giving out now, considering they've been on the car for 19 laps. And that's invited Invader to try and make a move on King James. Thinks better of it through there, though. He's going to have the nice long straight to make a pass before the final corner. Still no DRS as the safety car has a long come in.
The top 2 both have no ERS left. They've literally burned it across these 2 laps.
Snitsy has got to rely on raw pace now just to keep ahead of James. There is going to be 1 lap remaining as Snitsy crosses the line to start the final
DRS is enabled. James has got to do all he can to get within that 1 second window to give himself any chance of the win here.
Yeah, we've got always grinded 9 seconds back. I don't know what happened. Was he caught up in that crash with
it looks like we're 5 wide through turn 2. There's cars everywhere.
I don't exactly know who to watch at the minute.
It's like the last few laps at Silverstone. The safety car has bunched everyone right up and everyone just wants to score as many points as possible.
And they've got the Mercedes pushing Genserino through sector 1 there. It's quite risky. There's more contact. Almost Genserino lost the rear end because of a little bit of contact from Invader there. Invader really wants to get that position on Genserino. Invader's got that.
Looks like Schnitzy might have done enough here as well. He's 1.7 seconds ahead of James Ney now, who just needs to keep himself clean and come home with a second. He has got some wing damage as well, James Ney, so that's probably why he's fallen so far off the back of Schnitzy.
Yeah, it's not going to help him at all, that wing damage. But Amateur Band gets past Mank now.
Are we going to have a multi-21 situation here with Neil Moser and King James? We're on the last lap. The 2 Alpha Tauris. We've got DRS wide open here on Neil Moser. King James has got more ERS, and he is using it along this straight.
It's going to be interesting to see who actually takes it. I'll see Neil Moser's going to have
James Ney must have made a mistake here as well.
Oh,
Schnitzy wins. Oh, look at that! Everyone comes across the line in uniform. That's a brilliant end to the race.
That was probably one of the most exciting league races I've ever seen around Jeddah, to be honest. And that is it for the Tier 2 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. You can see Tier 2 in action again next week. Is it Imola next?
Where are we next? Let's have a quick look at the calendar.
Race calendar.
Next week we are at Australia. We return down under.
And so we have a new layout for these Tier 2 drivers to face at the Australian Grand Prix circuit at Melbourne Albert Park. But that is it from Tier 2. And is Pete still doing comms, do you know, or has he just disappeared?
I don't know, he's not said anything. I'm not sure. We probably need to get out of this lobby and get into the Tier 1 race. But thanks everyone for joining. I hope you've enjoyed that as much as we did.
Don't forget to take pic of results.
I won, Chris. Cheers. And don't forget to subscribe, like. We've almost hit our goal for August. We're only a few away, so if you could help us out, that would mean a lot. But for that, that's just from now. And hopefully we'll see you in about 5 minutes for the Tier 1 race, hosted by Pete, possibly.